what's up everybody? How you doing? I'd like to welcome everybody to the first, or should I say the inaugural video that I'm putting out for Points Blank Travel. I'd like to welcome everybody to the group. It's been about, a couple months since I started this. We're up to 118 members, and I definitely want to grow this thing. I want to educate. I want to put out the information so people can do things that they think they can't do, or think they should have probably said thought they never could do. Travel, see the world, see the country. You know, I grew up in a small town in Arkansas, and so many people, including my parents, would never leave. They were afraid to leave their surroundings. I was fortunate. I was blessed enough. I joined the Navy in 1989, and I think the last time I counted, I was up to 30 cities around the world that I had visited. And man, the experience, you know, I used to tell people on the streets, you know, you can go to Harvard, you can go to UCLA, you can go wherever, but the education you'll get from traveling around the world, man, it's nothing like it. You know, I've met so many people from traveling. I've met so many people from doing the things I've done that it's just been amazing. What I try to tell people is always dream. You know, you've seen some of my posts. Always dream big. And before I go any further, let me let you just kind of describe the background that you're seeing. I'm actually doing this here. I've been thinking all week, where am I going to film this? Where am I going to do this? You know, and I actually say, you know, what better place than to do it where I do my most thinking, where I do most of my research, in my driveway. You know, I call it the boardroom. And I tell people, you know, every day when I get off work, I have a board meeting every single day with my 3 board members, me, myself, and I. You know, I just think, I reflect on the day, I reflect on tomorrow, think about the things that I want to accomplish, think about the things that I want to do. There's been times where I'm sitting out here and I get so caught up in my thoughts that I get a phone call from inside the house from my wife, like, hey, are you ever coming in? And, you know, and I don't think people understand, but right now I'm sitting in my new executive fold-up chair that I purchased a couple months ago and finally broke it out. So maybe most of the videos will come from here. I'm not sure yet. I may do quite a few, excuse me. So if you hear some background noise, if you hear cars, if you hear a lawnmower, just know that I'm outside doing this. But again, welcome to Points Blank Travel. What this is all about, you know, you've seen so many posts from me. You've seen this credit card, that credit card. What I'm really trying to do is keep it as simple as possible. I was talking to Jeff Carrington the other day, and I was telling him how many articles I actually have to read. Everything I post, I read it before I post it. I want to make sure that what I'm putting out is not over anyone's head, or not boring, or people don't quite grasp, because this thing, and let me say this, I'm not getting any compensation for this at all. It's become a hobby. It's become something that I love. My wife and I took a trip out to San Francisco, all expense paid, thanks to Points and Miles. We then, in August, I'm sure everybody saw, it's kind of when I launched Points Blank Travel. We went to New York, again, all expenses paid. Points from everyday spending. I'm not out here buying TVs and furniture using a credit card. It's just for my day-to-day travels. What I usually would get, groceries, gas, clothes, whatever I may get on a day-to-day basis. I use a credit card. I don't even use, the only time I use my debit card is when I go to the ATM. But please keep in mind that you must maintain discipline. You have to pay it in full every month. Do I have balances on credit cards? Yes, I do. There may be a large purchase, something may come up, and I may have to make a large purchase and then have to plan out how I'm going to pay that balance down. But anything, if I go get something that costs $5 or if it costs $55, I put it on a credit card, and as soon as it posts, I go ahead and pay the balance. I pay it in full. I know you guys have seen posts about this credit card and first class flights and traveling around the world. You really don't even have to do all that. You know, some people may be in the cash back. I started off with cash back cards. I really didn't know what I was doing. And the information that I'm putting out to you guys was a lot of the stuff that I learned from my mistakes. And I wanted to make sure other people can capitalize off my mistakes and maybe learn and be able to do the things they thought that was never possible. Like I said, I grew up in a small town in Arkansas. There's so many people out there. You may grow up with a mother and father, which I was fortunate enough to. You may grow up with only a mother, only a father. But if you're like my family really didn't dream. They taught my brother and I a lot of stuff, but as far as the things they taught us to do and wanted to see us do, travel the world and be successful, they really didn't have experience in this. You know, they talked about it or they would read books about it, but what I wanted to do, I wanted to experience it. I wanted to see it. I wanted to go to Japan. I wanted to go to Hawaii. I wanted to go to Australia. I wanted to go to Dubai, and I've done all of that. You know, thank goodness it was through their guidance. But what I want to do now is be able to educate people that have the same situation. They have that loved one that reared them and brought them up, but they want to go to that next level. Maybe they don't know how. Everybody always think that things are too big or they're too beyond their reach. They can't do it. You know, I used to want to get in the stock market, and hopefully while I'm doing this video I don't get emotional, but I used to think it was outside of my realm. I couldn't do it. And back then they had the For Dummies books, you know, Investing for Dummies, Building a House for Dummies, Fixing a Car for Dummies. Well, I read Investing for Dummies, and I didn't agree with the title of the book, but in all reality, I was dumb to the subject that I was trying to learn. So after reading and reading and reading, I learned how to invest. And this is not an investment video, but as of today, as of October 6th, I have stocks, or should I say holdings, investments in over 50 major companies. My goal, my thing when I talk to people and they ask me about it, anything that an individual do on a daily basis, I want to be able to capitalize off of it. I want to make sure that I am getting paid for my hard work every day. I'm just putting my money to work. You know, you see a couple posts I put out there about passive income. That is something I'm big into, and I may expand Points Blank Travel into some passive income. I may throw some investment stuff out there. But at the end of the day, regardless of what I put out there, it's about saving money, keeping your money in your pocket, and learning what to do so you can save and still enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's what it's all about, you know. I'm very frugal. A lot of people think that, you know, especially people that are probably part of the group that I grew up with in Arkansas. And I have several friends that are part of the group, people that I were fortunate enough to serve in the Navy, that think, you know, Rod is this, or Rod is arrogant, Rod is confident. No, Rod is focused. Let's get that straight. Rod is focused. Even when it seems like I'm joking, I can crack 1,000 jokes right now, but I'm focused. Laser beam, laser focused on just being able one day. I don't know if I ever retire. I don't even want to retire. I retired from the Navy in 2009, but as far as stop working, I want to be able to travel, maybe work part-time. My dream job is to ride around a golf course in a golf cart, watching people play golf, and they can pay me $12 an hour, but hopefully I have enough money to be able to sustain the lifestyle that I currently live. But again, Points Blank Travel, what it's about, you know, some people are afraid to get with credit and charge stuff because they may get too excited. I've been there, I've done it. I've talked about the Capital One Platinum card. I remember my first card, they gave me a $500 limit, and I laughed, what am I going to do with this? I wouldn't even apply for credit because my credit score, I remember when it was a 547, and it was embarrassing when people ask you if you wanted to apply for credit, but instead of turning it into an embarrassment, I just said, no, I pay everything in cash. That's how I handle that. Right now, my credit score is a 771. I don't even believe it. Actually, it's scary. I'm scared to even do anything. I'm thinking I may mess it up, but I think probably I have about 18, 20 credit cards right now. I try to use them all once a month just to keep them active, and I'll go into that in future videos. I am going to be doing a couple videos on what's in my wallet, and not to brag, not to boast, but I want to show you what's in my wallet, but I want to tell you why it's in my wallet. I want to be able to expand on that. I want to be able to put it out there and say, hey, use this card for groceries, use this card for gas, use this card when you go to eat out. You know, it's not about me, it's not bragging, it's not boasting. I can't count. I know one person that can, and that would be my wife, that probably can count, but I can't count how many hours of videos and reading and research. It's been a pleasure researching for you guys. It's been a pleasure putting information out there. As I sit out here in the lab, I call it the lab. I'm sitting out here in my driveway. As I sit out here and decide whether I want to make a post or not, it's, man, day to day is confusing. It's like, wow, do I post this? Do I post that? But it's a pleasure because if I can educate people, I feel like I'm getting paid. That's compensation enough. I don't need money from a company for putting the information I'm putting out. I really don't need the fame and the glory and all of that. But if I can get one email, one thing on Messenger, one phone call to say, hey Rod, man, what you told me really worked. You know, what you described, you know, Randy Riley is a good friend of mine. He's a member of the group. He'll call me after the fact and say, hey Rod, I did this, should I have done this? Yeah, you kind of went backwards, bro. And Randy don't kid me, I'm just being real, man. But that's compensation. That's what it's all about. I don't want to make this too lengthy. I could probably talk from now to the end of time, but I just wanted to thank everybody, man. The posts, the comments, the likes. You know, it's funny. I'll type 10 paragraphs and get 3 likes, and then I'll take a single picture and get 25 likes. It's funny, and I'm starting to get into that. People want to their visual thing. That's why I created the series Visual Motivations. You know, some of those places I've been to, some of those places I want to go to, some of those places I may never see. But again, I'm a dreamer. I'm the type of person that if you believe, you can achieve. And I said it again, if you believe, you can achieve. You know, I tell people there's 2 types of people in this world: those that like being in the parade and those that like watching it go by. And had I believed what everyone told me, I would have been the type of person that watched the parade go by. But I did not listen to my mother, and both my brother and I did, and we decided we wanted to be in the parade. And everybody out there, remember, all 118 members, and I want to keep growing. You can be in the parade as well. I'm trying to put everybody in the parade. I don't want nobody watching the parade. Let's have a parade where there's no spectators. Let's have a parade where everybody's in it. But again, thank you for joining Points Blank Travel. Last thing I'll leave you with, if you know friends, if you know family, I've been pleading this, I've been putting it out there. Invite them to join the group. Share stuff with people, man. Sharing knowledge is power. Money is power. Credit is power. But without knowledge, you can't even achieve either one of those. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to enjoy this Sunday. I'll probably post a couple things. I definitely got to send out the new member thank you post that I usually do on Sundays, and probably get back in the lab and think about the next couple of videos. I am not a nervous person, but I tell you, man, I really had to build up a lot of nerve to do this. Hope you guys have a prosperous and a blessed week. And if I could leave you one thing for this week, please shoot for the moon. And if you don't make it, you'll be amongst the stars. Thank you.